Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video, and today we're building in the Magic Realm, which I have never built in. In fact, I think this may even be the first time I've ever been to the Magic Realm. Not gonna lie to you guys, I've said this many times before, I don't play the game. I I kind of just build, but I had to play the game to get here. Luckily, my randomized sim is already is it sorcerer? I don't know the terminology of the game. But yeah, my sim that came in this world, because I'm using Seriously Sim's save file, and there is a sim in the background, but I needed to pull them from the background to the front so that I could get them to, long story short, for Caterpie video number 10, I needed them to go in and put some clothing onto mannequins, and to do that I needed to own the store, and to own the store I had to have the sim. And so yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing with the sim, is basically just using them to get to this world, and then building here. It's pretty that, like, yeah, it's as simple as that. I don't know, I had quite a lot of fun with this build. I think it was very interesting, fun, unique. So yeah, this is technically a magic school, but again, as I am not a game player, I'm not entirely sure what it is that you actually need, and apparently the only required item for this build is a toilet. So yeah, right off the bat, I will tell you it has got bookcases, because I'm pretty sure you need to be able to go to bookcases to get spell books and like learn from them. So it's got 6 of those up in the library, and then I think 4 down in the, I say basement, but it's technically the second floor. It's got like potion making areas, so if you want to learn how to make potions you can do that. And I've made a little section for dueling, but I don't know if there's like a certain item that I'm supposed to put down so that you know to duel there, or like for the Sims to know that you're supposed to duel there. I'm gonna be honest, not a single clue in the world. That I no clue. So yeah, if there is anything that you think or you know that I missed out on, I put down some chess tables because logic skill is always good. I put down a bunch of seating areas, so I imagine, like, in between classes you might sit here and just hang out and whatever. I put in, what else? Some desks. I don't know if there's like a study area here, like that, if you necessarily need that, but I put in, like a little study area. And underneath I put a cool little area. It's kind of pointless underneath, I'm not gonna lie, but in my head it's kind of fun. So yeah, I don't know, it's just a weird little build, and the best thing is, if you don't like it, that's great. You don't like the magic build that's there is designed to work. It's designed to it's designed to work. It's designed to look good. It's designed to actually function. So if you do want a functional build, I would say keep the one that's already there, and maybe also have a look at people who are good at gameplay who also do building, because they probably know what's needed, and I'm unfortunately not one of them. But yeah, like I said before, I'm absolutely happy for you guys to tell me anything that I am missing out on. So is there anything that you guys think that, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, like, definitely tell me. Definitely let me know down below, because I definitely want to make sure that I am keeping things right, like I'm doing things good for the game players. Because, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I could build for fun, but at the end of the day, it's you guys who use it. So, yeah, if there's anything I did miss out, definitely let me know. Also, I probably should talk about the Pokemon this is based on. This is based on Kadabra. So, the 3 Pokemon are called Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. And they're all Psychic type Pokemon, because there's no Magic type. It's Psychic or Fairy, and I guess Psychic makes sense. I really could not tell you what this Pokemon looks like. It is something that I just don't even know how to explain it. According to Bulbapedia, it is a slightly humanoid Pokemon with mammalian features. 2 long pointed ears on top, a red star on its forehead, narrow deep set eyes, wide cheeks leading to a thin snout. There's 2 mustache tuft-like fur from each side of the snout. A male will have a longer mustache than a female. Kadabra's torso is segmented with bulky shoulders, thick brown chest, small abdomen marked by 3 red wavy lines. And then attached to the abdomen is a thick tail encircled with a brown band near its base. Arms are thin with brown elbows and end in 3-fingered hands with white claws. Its legs have prominent knees and large 3-toed feet, also ending in claws. 2 of its toes face forward, 1 face backwards. And Kadabra is always seen carrying a spoon, which apparently amplifies its telekinetic powers. A gold spoon does not work as an amplifier, and Kadabra is only half as strong without a spoon. So, yeah, that's the description of what this Pokemon looks like. I seriously could not explain to you in my own words what this Pokemon looks like. You just have to look it up yourself. If you don't know what it looks like, just, yeah. And you know, I try and describe the Pokemon most of the time. Half the time I do forget, I'm not gonna lie. But I do try and describe it for people who maybe don't want to look it up, or, yeah, just like, I just describe it for people who can't or won't look it up for whatever reason, and yeah, I just, how do I explain what this Pokemon looks like? Some of these Pokemon, like, most of them I'm like, okay, if you know what a dog looks like, it's kind of like a dog, but it's got a blue fur instead of brown fur. Like, it's not really hard to imagine that, and, you know, even let's say you're blind and you're just listening to this, and you want to know what the Pokemon looks like, again, a dog. Most people would have access to a dog. Most people would have access to knowing what a dog looks like, even if you are blind. Like, you would know, okay, it's like a 4-legged creature with a little body and a head and usually a tail. And, you know, okay, maybe you don't know what colour is, but to know that, okay, it's got an atypical colouring to it, you know, it's... But, like, these Pokemon, how do I explain these Pokemon when I have no idea what I know? Like, it looks weird, it looks odd, I don't understand how to explain it. Like, to me, it looks like it's wearing a t-shirt. Like, it looks like okay, apparently it's its torso, but to me it looks like a t-shirt. Like, a really thick... What are the crop tops? Yeah, it looks like a thick crop top to me. And by thick I mean, like, it's just, like, instead of being a piece of fabric, it's like a thick piece of fabric, a dense piece of fabric. But yeah, again, like, how do you explain stuff like that? I have no idea how to explain that. So, yeah, apologies if you are relying on my descriptions of these Pokemon, because honestly, I have no clue how to describe it to you guys other than just reading off Bulbapedia, because again, yeah, no idea, not a single clue in the world. But yeah, I don't know, it's a curious little Pokemon. Well, I don't think it's that little, actually. It weighs apparently 124 pounds or 56 kilos, which is it's like a big dog, I guess, big dog sized. I don't think it has. Oh, it does have a height 4 foot and 3 inches, I think, or it's 1.3 meters. I work in meters and kilos, not feet and pounds. That's just what we do here in Australia, but I'll read them both out for anyone who is not familiar with them. Yeah, it's a pretty big Pokemon. So, yeah, I don't know, I when I looked at it, I was like, it's kind of, I mean, it's a sort of like a psychic Pokemon, telekinesis, it's kind of like magic school, okay, why don't we do a magic school, like, done, easy, simple. So that's kind of how we end up with this little magic school. I don't know, I don't really do gameplay, but I do read a lot, and anytime there's magic involved, there's different types, like depending on what stories you read, which books you read. Some of them are you get the magic from an item, some of them you get the magic within, some of them magic is bestowed upon you, so it's like there's so many different ways that this magic can exist within stories, and I love that. I think it's absolutely fascinating to have, all these different, I guess approaches is the word I'm looking for, to magic. We all could sit down and write a story about magic, and it could be just a million different things. And you know what? I'm the sort of person who magic doesn't necessarily have to be like I'm making objects float without touching them or anything like that. To me, magic can also just be a feeling. I'm not quite sure that's the right word, but I feel like experiences can be magical. I think there are moments in life where you can just sit down and look at what's going on around you and just see the beauty in it, and that in itself is magical. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It's everyday life can be magical, and magic doesn't have to exist in terms of sorcery, but in terms of wonderment and beauty in the world. I'm not sure wonderment is a real word, but I'm sure you guys get what I'm trying to get at here. It's just, the world can be a beautiful place, and the magic is the things that we experience within it. Like every single time that Macy, my cat, jumps up onto the desk and has a little nap, to me that's magical. It's just, I can look at her and feel so happy and so calm. Like it's just beautiful. It brings me such a sense of peace and joy to see her happy and just safe and snoozing away, and she feels comfortable and safe to be around me, and to me again that's really magical. And some people might be like, that's a bit silly and whatever, but that's just my feelings on the situation. You don't have to feel the same way. And that's another thing, like we all look at things differently. Some people will look at their children and get that experience of like, this is just a magical experience of like, I brought this child into the world and like, look at them, and I'm providing for them, and things like that. I don't have children, so I don't know that feeling, but I imagine there are some people out there who feel that way about their children. Some people might feel that about just existence and life in general, or, the sun coming up, and we all have moments in our lives where I feel like we can look at something and go, isn't that just magical? Like, even like taking gravity, if it was slightly, I don't want to say softer or harder, but like less or bigger, then we wouldn't really be able to exist on this planet. And whether you believe in science or not, whether you believe in religion or not, whatever, the fact is, if it was slightly different in any way, shape or form, we wouldn't be able to exist here, and that in itself is magical. And I'm not coming from any perspective other than like that it's perfect. It works exactly for us. There's so many things in life that are like that, So many times where we have blessings and good things, and science works out and whatnot. And I'm the sort of person who, like, if you are religious, you also can be scientific. I believe those two things can go hand in hand. And again, not everything has to be religious. But, when you start to talk about things that are magical and perfect and just like it's so perfect in the way it exists, I can understand why people do take a spiritual approach to it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's, I know it's a topic people usually try and avoid because it can cause a lot of upset and arguments between other people, but I do think things can coexist. I do think, if you believe in a higher power and also believe in science, these two things can coexist. You're absolutely entitled to believe that the higher power caused these things to exist. Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I personally am not religious, but there is no explanation as to why gravity on Earth is exactly the way it is. To me, I have no idea if there actually is, like, okay, it's because of this and that and whatever, but, like, how did we get to that point, and how did it all form, and then, like, the fact that everything did form the way it did, and it worked in the way it did, like, it's, to me, I'm grateful for it, and I wanna view the beauty in it, you know? I don't know, I feel like I've gone on a very weird ramble. I've, not gonna lie to you guys, not been having a great past couple of days. Been very stressed. I did get out of jury duty, I did forget to tell you that. I'm still on the roll, which is fine, but the when I get called up, I don't have any plans for most of that time. There is one little thing that I do have plans for, but the likelihood that they're going to call me up during that exact time is highly unlikely. So, yeah, like I said to you guys before, this whole time, I'm happy to do jury duty. Like, I know it sucks, but it's part of living in the country I live in. Like, you have to do jury duty, and that's fine. But I have a wedding to go to, and now I can go to the wedding without stress, and that's beautiful and fantastic. Because that's exactly what I was hoping for. But yeah, look, I just had a really stressful last couple of days. Not feeling too fantastic and great, not been sleeping well. So yeah, look, my brain's going to be a little bit all over the place because I am not 100%, but I'm hoping after today to get into a much better mood. I'm also planning on baking today. I baked last week, on Friday, I think it was. I made a cookie batter, but it it turned into muffins. So today I'm going to try and make some cinnamon muffins, and hopefully they turn into cinnamon muffins, because I really want some cinnamon muffins. We didn't have choc chips, so I adjusted the cookie recipe slightly, and by slightly I mean I substituted the chocolate chips for another ingredient, and it turned a bit more muffiny, but I know that the taste, it's gonna be it was a little bit doughy, I guess, because it was supposed to be cookie batter and it wasn't cookie batter, it was, look, I substituted it for cocoa. I knew it would turn into something slightly different. I knew it wouldn't be 100% accurate to a cookie dough, but my brain in its delirium was like, oh, well, it'll just turn into chocolate cookies, you'll be fine. And yeah, it was very much not. So yeah, we pivoted and made muffins. So today, yeah, I'm hoping to make cinnamon muffins, because that's what I feel like. So yeah, I'm just gonna find a random cinnamon muffin recipe and make some cinnamon muffins. I got some of my roommates to try them, and they said they were alright. I thought they were a little bland, the cookie muffin things, but they liked them, they thought they were good. I did add coconut to some of them, and I think the coconut added flavour, but yeah, I'm gonna make cinnamon muffins this time. I'm probably gonna make them right after this video once I've uploaded it, and then after that I can sit down and eat some cinnamon muffins while I was gonna say while I bake, but no, what I'm gonna be doing is building while I build. So yeah, I'll probably let you guys know tomorrow how the cinnamon muffins went. I also I've met one of my roommate's bosses, and she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. Like, just the bee's knees. I've not met some of the other co-workers, but yeah, I've met some of them, and yeah, I'm gonna send some cinnamon muffins with my roommate to work with them so that they can share the little muffins with everyone. Because I made them really, really, really tiny, like bite-sized, the last set. So I think I'm gonna do the same this time, because it's so good to have just, like, it's a little snack. You take a little bite, you eat it, it's done. Instead of having something that, like, you know, if they're bigger and you only want half of one, but then there's, like, you got a whole one, and I just make little ones. If you're hungry, you can have two. But if you just want a little snack, you know, if you just want to be a little bit naughty but also very good, it's a little bite size, it's perfect. And it's also like one of those things where everyone, as they're walking past it, just would pick one up and eat it, and then suddenly they were all gone, but everyone got to have a little bit, everyone got to try a little bit, and I love that. That's kind of what I'm after, is everyone just gets to have a little bit of a snacky snack, everyone gets a little bite, little taste tester here. One of my roommates doesn't eat large portions of food, they eat smaller portions throughout the day, and so it works for them as well, because they can have a whole thing to themselves instead of having to, like, you know, have half of something now and half of it later. It's just, yeah, little snacky snack now, and it works for everyone, and I think it's fantastic. So yeah, this time I'm going to make cinnamon muffins. I might put a few in, what are they called? The little cupcake thing wrapper? Cupcake wrapper, that's the word I was looking for. Because another one of my roommates might want to take it to work, and because they work with their hands, they don't like touching their food. Like, they'll have it within something and hold the thing that it's in to eat it. So if I have it in a cupcake wrapper, they can hold the wrapper and eat the thing and not have to touch the food. So yeah, maybe I'll do a few like that just for them. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might do some baking today. It is very therapeutic to get some baking done. I don't know. It's just something that's there's rules to follow, so I don't really have to think, and the outcome is yummy, so I don't have to feel sad about putting effort in and not feel like it's a rewarding effort. I don't know. It's a good little peaceful thing, and you know, with cooking, I do like to be experimental. I do like to try random things. Like tonight, I'm going to be making mac and cheese. Purely because I want to. I've made it once in my life, and it did not go quite to plan, but yeah, we're gonna try again tonight, and hopefully it'll be some good mac and cheese. But yeah, other than that, like the baking, there's just rules you follow, and there's set guidelines, and it tastes good, and it tastes good for that reason. I know there is a little bit of experimentation you can do within baking, but it's like, do I put in vanilla flavoring or do I put in lemon flavoring? It's not like, I don't know, let's just throw these random ingredients together and hope for the best. And sometimes I need that. Sometimes I need a little bit of a no, these are the rules, these are the orders you follow. And if you do it in any other way, shape or form, this will not turn out well. Like, it will break. So, yeah, kind of keen to have a little bit of my brain not having to function. A little bit of my brain having decisions made for it. I like that. I very much in need of that right now, and I think that'll help me with my creativity coming back to building, because I will definitely be building after this. Because yeah, I don't know, sometimes my brain gets overloaded and I feel overworked, and I just want to lay down in the corner and go to sleep. But yeah, again, with baking, don't have to think. I just follow the step, do the next step, and it's all good. It works out in the end, and everybody's happy. And by everybody, I mean me, because I now have cinnamon muffins. Well, I'm about to have cinnamon muffins. But yeah. The funny thing is, last time I baked as well, it was also the day I cook twice a week in this house. My roommates cook on other days. I say my roommates cook on other days. It's becoming less and less frequent, but I still cook 2 times a week. And yeah, last time I baked, it was my regular cooking day. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of fun to have these little days where I just get to hang out in the kitchen and make a mess and make good food and whatnot. And don't worry, I do clean it up. I clean the kitchen a lot. A lot. Because I don't like messiness, and I don't like not having clean dishes. But yeah, I don't know, it's I think I'm going to be baking more regularly. I did talk about wanting to make a coffee pavlova, but the thing is, I don't like coffee or pavlova, and I don't think many other people in the house really would like it either. There's really only one person in this house who would like it, so I guess if I did make it, I would have to make it small. Which is kind of like, it's not that I don't want to make one tiny little thing, because like, if I want to bake, I want to bake for everyone. And, you know, again, with the whole coconut thing, one of my roommates not liking it, I just made a batch without coconut. Actually, I made a large batch without coconut and a half batch with coconut. So that yeah, everybody can get a little bit, and there's nobody being missed out, nobody being left out. So I think if I do end up doing a coffee pavlova, I might have to make, like, I don't know, a batch of cookies or something with it, and actually have them be cookies this time, just so that everybody gets a little snacky snack. And by everybody I mean me, because I don't eat coffee pavlova. But, you know, to be fair, not many other people do, so I guess other people will also get to have the little treat. But yeah, the build, we probably should talk about that, hey. So, yeah, to get to the floor that we're currently on, you have to go up 2 flights of stairs and then down 1 flight, which does seem a bit, unproductive, but it looked pretty. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it looked pretty, so that's why I did it. So essentially you walk up the flight of stairs and you will be outside on this level, but then you have to walk up another flight of stairs to get to the entrance, which is, there's technically 2 entrances, you can go left or right, but the floor above the entry level and this floor are both, like, the full floors, so it doesn't matter which side you enter on, because it will, like, you'll still be able to access both this floor and the library without having to, like, go up and down a million times or whatever. It's yeah. I mean, technically you do, but that's not the point. The point is you can go in either door, and as long as you go downstairs, you'll end up here. If you go upstairs, you'll end up in the library. So yeah, there is a library here, as I said, on the top floor. The middle floor is the entry, and this is the quote-unquote basement level. Oh, I say this. This is underneath the basement level, which is actually the ground floor. See how confusing it is? But yeah, look, what was I saying? The quote-unquote basement level has a potions room, a dueling room, and then just like a hangout spot, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like a spot where I guess the teachers can come in and be like, alright, we're going to learn about this today, and you're all sitting at the desks, and kind of, maybe it's like you're doing your history lesson there or something. So I don't know, it was kind of really fun to get to this part and decorate it all and finish it up. It was, I don't know, just a kind of fun and exciting section to do. But now, yeah, this bit in the middle is the dueling spot. So I did say this let's try English. I did say this earlier in the video. This is the dueling spot, but I don't know if there is a specific item that I'm supposed to be using for a dueling spot. I don't know if there's supposed to be like a specific outline that I use. I don't know if there's supposed to be like a flooring, or am I supposed to use like there's like a round rug. It's not a rug, but it's in the rug category. Am I supposed to use that thing? Like, what basically, yeah, is there something I didn't do? Because if I ever do build this again, I do want to make sure that I build it accurate to usability. Accurate to usability? I'm not sure that's the word I was looking for. I do want to make sure that it is usable for gameplay people, so if you guys do like it, you can download it and actually play with it, instead of having to download it, rip it apart, put it back together again in a way that actually works, and then play with it. So yeah, definitely let me know down below if there's any tips or tricks on how to make it usable, or if I've missed out on any items that you think I should have put in. But we are pretty much at the end here. I did finish this little bit this morning, because I ended up going to bed. I didn't end up finishing it last night, so I finished it here. But yeah, if you want to see more builds like this, if you want to hear me ramble more, or if you want to hear what I actually end up baking today, definitely make sure to subscribe, because I do come out with a video almost every single day, just not the last couple of days of February. I only do 26 days in February for the A to Z challenge, but every other day of the year is a Pokemon build series video, and I would love to see you guys in the next one. But until then, thank you for watching. Bye guys.